There's only two things that are the most essential to a track. One is a kick drum, the other one is a bass. And while the kick drum, even though you can use different samples, is always a kick drum, the bass and the bass lines can be so different that it's sometimes a little bit confusing. So in this video I want to show you the hottest and coolest bass lines right now. This is a bassline sound that we can work with. So this simple bassline patch, saw oscillator, random phase off. We have a 18 dB per octave low pass filter set at around like 100 Hertz. And then we have an envelope 2 here, and we can play around with the settings to find whatever suits our bassline the best. But what are these basslines now? This is number one, the rolling but offbeat bass. What do I mean by that? We can never talk about this without also talking about the other one, which is this rolling bass. And the difference is actually huge. This is number one. Make it a bit louder. This is number two. So you can already tell the differences, that the first one is like boom taka boom, and the second one is like da 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 da. So it goes continuously, much more continuously. Also feels a bit more high energy than the other one, which feels a bit more like stompy and rolling. So we have basically rolling 2, I would say, because it's 2 notes, and rolling 3, which is 3 notes. And those are the two main rolling basses that we have. That's very important, especially in this one. We also need to kind of figure out how we handle this one. And a good idea for the starting point, for starting, is to have different velocities and different cutoff settings also. So this is the difference. Rolling with 2, steady, a little bit more groovy. And this one, depending on how high we go here, much more upfront, much more rolling. Also works well if we open it up a bit more. Alright, rolling 2, rolling 3, the two most important peak time bass lines that we have. But at the same time, maybe a lot of people think it's time for change, and there's more options to be explored. So let's go for down, up, down. What is down, up, down? We have another one that's called up, down, up. For me, I'm literally making this up, so don't worry. We start actually with up, down, up. Because what up, down, up does is it creates out of the rolling pattern, the rolling 3, another pattern where the notes are in different octaves. So we play an octave jump basically. And there's two options that we can do. One is, up, down, up. The other one is down, up, down, like this. And they make a huge difference to the rolling, but also to each other. So let's start with up, down, up. This one is used quite a lot, also in like melodic techno, but also in peak time techno. It's the thing is, if we wouldn't have this note, then all the notes would be on those weak 16th that are in between the kick and the hi-hat, which gives this kind of off feeling to the bass line. Right, it's kind of like, wait, where is it going? This would be like super steady. Alright, then if we add this one on the offbeat, becomes much more rolling, but still has this kind of off feeling, like a little bit shifted basically. So up, down, up, pretty cool technique. Also feels a bit like more high energy in the sense that the notes have to be on a higher frequency, because if we go too low, this one is way too low. So we keep this one on like the lowest we can go, and this one octave higher. And here we are. The other version is the same, but just switched. So the two are in the lower octave and the one on the offbeat is in the higher octave. And if we play this with the kick, completely different thing, right? And what's interesting about this is that the stronger note, the one on the higher octave, this time is on the offbeat, so it emphasizes a lot the offbeat. And especially in those, we can also play very nicely with the velocities. So I just click them away, but if we go like this, and we put the velocities just a little different, all of a sudden super strong focus on this offbeat. But we can also go maybe something like this. So you can create a lot of rhythm, especially in those up, down, and down, down, up variations, right? It's not so easy in the rolling 3, but it works if you want it to work. And it's probably also what is a bit underexplored at the moment, because it's super common to just go with this one. So I really encourage you all to go for some different stuff and try out different stuff here. But yeah, this one, as it emphasizes the offbeat, brings us to the next one, which is offbeat actually. And offbeat is really on the rise right now, as trance is on the rise. And this bassline is like, in hard techno and trance, this bassline is like strong, so it also comes to peak time right now. And especially on like a bit faster peak time, for example. It's a bit too fast, but I mean, still, if you make super fast music, this works. But also on like the 138s, this works well. And you can also change the envelope here. You can go to completely different settings. That's some cool stuff. So you have all those different kinds of bass lines to choose from for your track. And there's even more. You can go for all of those beautiful combinations, like just groove. This is all the options, right? So please make sure to maybe not always take the easy variant that is everywhere right now, but go for different stuff and try different stuff. Like, there's so many options here that you can try out and that can eventually work for you, and you can even combine all the different variations. Right, so be open about this and you can have a lot of fun with the bass lines. So I hope this was a helpful video for you. I want to let you know that this is actually part of a much bigger video only available for the people of the 909 Tribe mentorship on School. So if you are interested in joining there and not only getting this video, but a video every month, a podcast every month, a mentor who gives you direct and private feedback, and a big community full of music producers that will help you, where you can discuss your questions and ask feedback for your tracks, and even much more, like remix challenges and all, it's way too much to list it here, then you should consider joining us there. Check the link in the description and maybe see you there.